be clear, I won't be taking any questions about milk after the presentation. Next slide, thanks, if you can. Thank you. On top of that marketing campaign, those marketing campaigns, we've recently just launched our fruit and veg super specials. We have a Curtis guide to how to cook and prepare winter fruit and veg in our store, and we've relaunched all our point of sale in our stores, just to ensure that we keep the motivation up with our store teams and to start looking a little bit different again. So you'll find us doing this quite regularly, just revamping our stores and reminding customers about fruit and veg. We have a web page now where Curtis provides a whole lot of tips. We talk about kids' nutrition as well, and you know, seasonality. We're giving customers a little bit more of an insight into the availability and the seasonality of our fresh produce. So customers are telling us we've improved. We've got $300 million extra in produce sales this year than last year, which is a great indication that we've improved. That really comes from the fact that our product is much fresher, it's better quality, we've been getting it to stores, our suppliers have helped us with our quality, and we've got really motivated teams in our fresh produce departments. We're going to continue to invest in fresh produce. We've been investing in fresh produce for over the last 2 years significantly. We now have well over 130 renewal stores. We'll add another roughly around that number again next year. And we're finding every time we launch one of our renewal stores where produce is the centre focus of the store, we end up getting a 15–20% increase in our sales. So we'll continue to invest in quality, value, in our teams and in our stores. I get often asked, about supplier relationships, and I think the best way to answer the supplier relationship question is just to talk about our values, and if we can get our suppliers to share those values with us, then we're all working together off the same page. So I always bring it back to our values. Our first value is the customer comes first always, and yes, there will be hard decisions that we need to take. We support each other to get things done. We take pride in the service that we provide, and we constantly strive to do better. That's the big one for me. We constantly strive to do better, because it's a loop. So I always sort of challenge, every 3 months we go back, constantly striving to do better for when we listen to customers, constantly striving to do better to support each other, working on a supplier relationship or working together with our cross-functional teams, constantly striving to do better in the service that we provide our teams, our store teams or even our DCs. We're always trying to challenge ourselves in that regard. And that leads me on to a little bit about innovation. Now, some of you may have seen this innovation quick presentation. I put this together about 12 months ago just to talk about innovation to our teams. Normally, when you talk about innovation within a strategic review, you cover off all the gamuts of the business. So your workforce, your supply chain, your processes. Product innovation is the easiest one to talk about, but it's really not the biggest prize. So when I challenge us all, when we're thinking innovation, just don't think about products. You need to do it. But you've got to think about how do you remove costs in your workforce? How do you rework your workforce? How do you get a better supply chain? How do we find new processes so that we can get fresher product into stores quicker? But they're all too hard to talk about, so I'm going to stick to the product innovation discussion. So I choose the simple carrots. It's just carrots. There's no, it's about as commoditized as they come, you think. Smart people leave the ends on. I think we've got them here today, actually. Maybe get a few extra dollars for the ones like that. You can start to premiumize them or innovate them in a way where you actually cut them and clean them and make them easier for more convenient for customers. They're in a microwave bag. You don't even need to take them out of the bag now. Just bring them home, all clean, ready to go, put them in a bag. Innovation. We're adding value to the product. Simple, basic, old carrot. I'm not talking about orange, purple carrots or yellow carrots or organic carrots, just simple carrots. These carrots, hand cleaned, left the tops on, just like the restaurant, just like a master chef would. Really? Great innovation, again, adding more value to a commodity product. And Brian spoke about these carrots at the last PMA conference, and I took some photos and did some research. The baby carrots targeted at the snacking, the multi-billion-dollar snacking business. The little carrot guys are going up against them. You know, the carrots on your right target market sophisticated mums for snacking. In the middle there, your Wiggles, preschool kids, yeah? Right on the end, skateboarding, teenagers, snack foods at school, carrots. Great innovation, competing in a multi-billion-dollar industry of snack food, simple old carrots. And then finally, I think this is the piece de resistance. I don't know how this would go down in Australia yet. Someone might get a punch in the mouth or something if they get handed over these at Halloween. But glow-in-the-dark snacking carrots, so you can hand them out at Halloween, scarrots with glow-in-the-dark tattoos. Wonderful. So just to finish off, and I'm really happy to take any conversations. You know, we've spoken today about, you know, produce is important because it's important to customers. It's as simple as that. Customers want quality fresh food that costs less. That's the Coles plug. But it is really, really important. Value is still a key driver in this market. We need to innovate. We need to be compelling, engaging, and unique. Coles is here to work together with you. We're really interested in your ideas. The one thing I say to a lot of suppliers, if you've had ideas in the past, bring them back. We're not going to necessarily say yes, but we're going to listen. And hopefully you find that we do listen a lot more than we have in the past. If you don't believe that we're listening, give me a phone call. And finally there is a foodie revolution. There is a love affair. We've spoken about it. There's the master chefs. You know, there's not just master chef. There's master chef, there's Iron Chef, there's My Kitchen Rules. They're all there. They're delivering, home delivering, food and drama to everyone's lounge rooms and kitchens every day of the week. This foodie culture, we need to actually embrace it as much as we can. There is a love affair. Now, Joe Cross yesterday put a slide up there with his naked body spinning around. You're not going to see me in my underwear, but there is a love affair and we like to have a little bit of fun. So here's one last slide before I take some questions.
There's no mystery to what we're cooking today in the MasterChef kitchen. Why? Because it's my delicious chicken schnitzel salad, there it is, Mum, with the best roasted pumpkins and beautiful pink lady apples. Doesn't that sound good? The best of the season, only from Coles, of course.
My wife is really jealous, let me tell you. Very jealous. So. Thank you. Cheers.
Questions, please. Greg's very, very pleased to take questions. And perhaps even before, I think I'd be wrong, not on your behalf, to say here was a subject that was presented to Greg that I think he addressed the best of everyone. And I'd like to congratulate you for that. So if we can see some hands, please. Greg would love to take questions, but I think not about milk.
Yeah. I just wanted to touch on something I picked up on when you were talking about how quick you can get the produce into the store. And join a dot with something Maggie said earlier about if you can get the product to the consumer much quicker, it maintains the flavour. And you were saying in some examples you can actually get the product into the shelf within 12 hours of it being picked. I don't think I've ever seen any marketing go around in a store saying this is freshly picked and you know, it was in the farm, in the ground 12 hours ago or 24 hours ago. Just wanted to lodge that as an idea to say, is there anything done about that? Or you know, you go to the seafoods.
You're not the first to have that idea.
Yeah.
Being a retailer, 30 million customers a week, it's very hard to actually target point of sale in that way and continually keep it updated to ensure that the team members aren't breaking any laws, and you know, it comes down the exact moment that we don't meet that case. So we spend a lot of time thinking about how can we sell our story. You know, produce story, there's so many wonderful stories. You know, when you speak to any of the growers, they're all there. The hard thing within a retailer like Coles, with 740 stores across the whole country, is to actually be able to get that point of sale. And even sometimes, just to be able to find the story where someone's not going to investigate it so far that they'll probably find a chink in the armour somewhere. So we do look at it, and if you're happy to hear some ideas, and we'll see if we've tested them before.
It's just a marketing idea in general to stimulate demand for the
Correct.
industry,
Yeah.
It's something I've never seen before. And you go even to the fresh food markets, a lot of that might be freshly picked, but you go to the seafood section, you see the banner saying caught yesterday or caught this morning,
Yeah. Picked yesterday would be great.
Yeah.
From the field to you in 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Another question, please. One up the back there, thank you.
Frank here in North Queensland. In driving your prices down, how do you make sure that there's enough left there for the producer to continue?
It's a good question. In general terms, I think we
Yep.
do a pretty good job with working with our suppliers around cost and retails. Obviously I can't discuss retails, and we don't, but it's all about dialogue for us. We don't understand all the costs that go into production. I don't think growers and suppliers understand all the costs that go into the retailing side. But dialogue, sharing it, understanding, having a mutual respect for each other in a relationship, that's it. And I think it's as broad as that. That's all I can, only way I can answer that. And I think it's, and you've also got to take each case on its own merit. So.
Last one.
Great.
Front right. Yes, thank you.
It's not Craig Taylor asking for a pay rise, is it?
Coming now.
Produce is an excellent snacking food. How successful have in-store demonstrations been with produce in store?
Wonderfully successful. More and more, if we can do it more, we try hard. It costs money, but we're trying hard. Recently, in your relaunch of the Super Specials, you would have seen all our stores programmed sampling every day over the last 3 weeks at a certain hour within the day. I think it's between 12 and 2, where we've freed up and spent resources and money with our team members. But it's the more we can get the product into consumers' hands and in their mouths, it is an impulse category, and you will see increases. And we've seen some significant increases on products that we've sampled. Yeah, with cross-promotion, the produce departments are normally a little bit separated. It's very hard to sort of pull all those together. There's been a number of attempts, and I think some of the smaller independents do it really, really well. We're focusing more on the produce within the produce department, and if it happens to be a protein there, we do use it, but it's more focused just on produce at the moment for us in the produce department.
Okay, we might draw it to an end. Greg, before you go,